I'm looking incredibly well organised here. This is really unusual for me. So let's see if I can keep it up. I've got my trusty Lazy Susan, which I picked up for $10 at Aldi. And it's had all sorts of weight on here and I use it for everything. I have my little lovely shiny black tiles, my red ones, and my slightly cut pumpkin ones for the border. So with these two, of course, when I say slightly cut, because they're both 15 centimetres, adding up to 30 centimetres, I just cut the equivalent of the grout line off these. They don't like to be cut straight, but if you persevere, you'll get enough out of your packet. But they make great petals. So here we are under the lip of this border on the top, or the lip, or whatever you want to call this top of the pot. Often neglected, ends up with too much grout in it, and what do we do with it? So in my mind, it's some of the parts that we don't see that add to the quality of our finish. So I'm making sure that this is really well taken care of and that it does present a lovely border. So I'm going to use these tiles here, and they will just make a little roof over the side here, and the tiles here will fit snugly with that. So all I need to do is put some glue around here and then just pop these on all the way around, making sure that the corners touching are about 1 mil apart, and that way you'll get a good space here for your grout and it won't look unsightly. So here we go. I'll just do a nice big fat wriggly worm across here. Grab my tile, butt it in right up against this edge and give it a gentle press. Check the width, perfect. So that's one. Demo. And you'll see that it does form like a little bit of a roof there. But it will look great. So you could have this up on a pedestal and it'll still look fabulous and really well finished. The other thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about these tiles, you'll notice, I'll see if I can get it close enough for you to see that there's like a little ridge that runs through the middle of the tile. Don't know if you can see that. Don't worry about rubbing those off, truly, because the grout will cover all of that. It's the way the tiles are made and the sort of little imprint of the mould, and it's only of concern if that edge is going to be exposed on your pot. And then you might want to think about whether you want it to look a bit rustic. If you do decide to clean them all up, it will sort of dull that edge. So it's really up to you, or you can buy tiles that are that size or a bit smaller that have a smooth edge. And you just keep going until you're finished. Now, of course, you can glue around here with these separate little tiles, one at a time if you like. However, for me and my wrists, because I have issues here in terms of dexterity and also wrist strength, so I use the same method as I did for fast and easy edging, because at the end of the day this is just a big fat edge. So all I need to do then is put all the glue on the back here and pop it up exactly like we did the other one. The glue I'm using here is a non-slumping glue, which means it's okay on vertical surfaces. The other thing is that this glue is UV stable, very important in Australia. It's waterproof, great for pots out in the garden. It's also neutral cure, which means if I use mirror on this piece with this glue, I don't need to worry about the disintegration of the mirror backing. So that's also a consideration when you're choosing your glue. Lots of people don't use silicone at all because they're dead against it. You must always think about safety precautions when you use any chemical, whether it's this or a cement-based adhesive, whatever chemicals we're exposed to. And as mosaic artists, we're exposed to a hell of a lot. So we just bring this up and plonk it on, making sure it's going in the right direction with our following on from our pattern. Pop it into its shape, and look, I've made a nice gooey mess of myself. I've got room for grout around here, and I'll have room for grout up here when I put the top layer on. Now I'm just going to pat that down gently so that it's as smooth as it can be around that curve. And then I only have a little bit ways to go to finish off this top bit. Now you can see I've managed to get glue on myself. Because I'm messy, I use a lot of glue, and I'll clean up this glue maybe in tomorrow afternoon, and I'll clean up at the same time before the glue has time to cure. Now you can see how easily this comes off, and all I've got here are these beautiful fragrant free baby wipes. So it's great for your skin. It's not like having to clean your skin with metho or twerps or anything like that. And it just takes the silicone right off your hands. And that's if you don't decide not to wear gloves and concerned that silicone will seep into your body or something equally hideous. But that's all gone now, and I don't need to worry about it. I can then go inside and give my hands a really good wash to get rid of this as well. And this is really handy. Remember, it is oil-based, so don't use it to clean off a surface that you're going to glue to, because it does have oils in it, so that wouldn't be helpful at all.